thing Nigerians need to know is that in that certificate, because it's ceremonial, you even have the right to redesign it to your own taste. That is the truth. What is important is the transcript.
Redesign it to your own taste.
Absolutely. You can Google it. It's out there. They advertise it out there in the US. If you have lost your certificate, we can get it back for you.
If na me be that presenter where they host this program, I go make sure say I give this man 2 slaps, one for his head, one for his mouth. He head make his brain for reset, and his mouth make people know they talk rubbish. What's that? What did you talk so? Okay, no. You get luck to not be Rufai. Oh God, there are some persons you can't say this nonsense before them. That's how one lawyer will be a politician go waka, go lost, go arrest people where Rufai for sit down. Unfortunately, it was not to debate the subject or the topic with or before Rufai and Dele Farotimi. Just take a snippet of it. Just enjoy them. We enjoy them.
Every other thing is just a voyage of an headless chicken, which will not bring home any other thing than the crudity, the hatred, and political gymnastics just to create and to encourage a media mob attack on the person of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which I believe, as the president of Yoruba Council worldwide, Asiwaju is an Omoluabi par excellence.
Somebody is an Omoluabi simply because the person is a Yoruba person. An Omoluabi comes with qualification. It comes with qualification of integrity, of honesty, of pedigree, of history. That is why we have Oriki in Yoruba land. A person would be praised to his progeny. You speak to his generations. You talk about who are his forefathers. That is the mark of the Omoluabi. And then the person must earn the tag of the Omoluabi. He must act with integrity. He must deal equitably with other people. He must be fair in his dealings with people. In fact, the entire ethos of Omoluabi, you can find it in the book of Amos in the Bible. That is how deep the concept is. To now appropriate Omoluabi to everybody who answers the name of a Yoruba person, even when the person has not acted in a manner that is suggestive of the person having the quality that will make the person answer to the name of Omoluabi. I reject that in its entirety. I am an Omoluabi. I'm a Yoruba man.
So these are some of the facts on ground. Number one, I'd like to ask you, if as a lawyer, an issuing body that you claim gave you a document said they did not give it to you, and you submitted that document on that oath, what does that mean?
In the circumstance of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, stricto sensu, there was a missing, a requested for.
It is not an established fact that to be able to successfully defend Bola Ahmed Tinubu, his credentials, his background, his political life, his honors, and then of course his government, you have to suspend several parts of your brain, several compartments. Suspend your memory, suspend your deep thinking, suspend your sense of reasoning, suspend your common sense, suspend the whole lot, and even somehow suspend your own part of an analytical thinking, so that you don't, because you cannot have your sense in full glare and have it in full and say some things that you say out and hear. For me, when they hear that, it's irritating to me. Make I not even stress this matter so much. It's a long interview. I want you to watch it. Dele Farotimi, Ayo, of course, Ruben Abati, Rufai, and of course this gentleman Hassan and all that. Had a long discussion, and then we could not share this video. Enough, you just I want to allow you to see about myself. Share this video, and the point here. I swear to God, just share this video. Make other people see him. No. Thank you, Rufai. Thank you, Rufai. Thank you, Dele Farotimi. Thank you for what you do for the Nigerian people. We need to have people like this who at least may hope day. That's what I can say. Share this video.
In fact, the entire ethos of Omoluabi, you can find it in the book of Amos in the Bible. That is how deep the concept is. To now appropriate Omoluabi to everybody who answers the name of a Yoruba person, even when the person has not acted in a manner that is suggestive of the person having the quality that will make the person answer to the name of Omoluabi. I reject that in its entirety. I am an Omoluabi. I'm a Yoruba man. And I have not forged my certificates. And so please, it is not a Nigerian thing. And it is certainly not a Yoruba thing. And it is not an Omoluabi thing to do that.
All right. The question then goes to Mr. Hassan. In the event, of course, it's not proven. Until the matter is concluded, we cannot make assumptions. But in the event, because we hear in other parts of the world when a public officer is saying, he wouldn't even wait for a ruling by the courts, or it's honorable thing is to resign. What do you think?
Well, from the content, I still want to inform that except it's explicitly spelled out by CSU is an institution. It's not just like the way we mobbed our institution here in Nigeria by campaign of calumny or by attacks, but as an institution. But the fact that they reckoned with Asiwaju as a graduate, I still maintain that ground. Nothing can outweigh that, because that was just a fact. There are other lies Atiku brought before the whole world. If you are telling too many lies, it will be quite unfortunate. I'm coming. Just as he never answered your question, because you asked him a very straightforward question and he deviated and went on a voyage on his own self-interest. But for me, Asiwaju, just like our organization, recently we hold the symbolism of Omoluabi. There are a lot of characters that hold that value: hard work, vision, courage, integrity. These are semblances that we hold in high esteem. Until it's proven otherwise, we will take the right decision to rethink and review our decision. But as at now, and that is the system of Yoruba people. Recently, we just took a decision on another statement for just violating a moral decadence of the Yoruba people, because he violated for Obasanjo to apologize. We sanction him. It doesn't matter whose us is God. But for the fact that social justice must be maintained, rule of law must be maintained, you cannot come on a live program imputing. You don't impute. You even raise it as an allegation until it's proven. He's a lawyer, and I'm also a lawyer. You don't come to impute a crime that have not yet been investigated and properly alleged. For the fact that the school had just come out, so this is one of our person. We had all the qualification. The earlier issue was that he was parading a female, he was parading this, he was parading every other. But yet, at various points in time, the hatred, some of these are people, for the fact that we're all Yoruba doesn't mean we must love our own. I'm not a sentimental and ethnic person. I'm the Secretary General of all ethnic nationalities in Nigeria. I hold the Igbo in high esteem, the Hausas in high esteem. So it's not about a Yoruba thing. We are talking about national interest.
Absolutely. So to the question.
And if he does, I've already answered your question.
I asked that in the event,
yes,
and it could be anybody. So maybe
yes,
because of the personality, in the event that it's proven, would you suggest or recommend that the person in question should resign?
No, if he's proven guilty, the Senate needs to impeach him. It doesn't need to still hold on when they do more, because that is the law. When we are talking about law, we tend to be more emotional in this part of the world. If you are not reading in between the lines, the more that we are hypnotized and overzealous about political intrigues that battled us in the 2023 general elections. We all know how we had till now. If you go on social media, there are a lot of issues there.
Yes.
But in view of the fact that Asiwaju today is still an Omoluabi par excellence, except Mr. Dele Farotimi has personal hatred and issue. If you don't have any, you don't begin to chastise a man for just the fact that he's a former governor of Lagos State. Everybody has their own interest. But for the fact that you've aided you've aided your own political candidate, let's give him a breathing space to serve the people, which he has started well. Thank you.
Let's deal with facts. Not
yes,
sentiments.
definitely.
Not sentiments. I want to deal with facts. So, have you taken our time to read the raw copy? Over 200 pages of deposition, because I want to interrogate the raw copy.
Definitely.
Have you read everything?
Yes, I've read everything.
You've read everything. Are you sure?
Definitely.
Okay, good. So let me take you first to the part where the school talked about the fact that they didn't give the certificate that he submitted to INEC. You're a lawyer by training. There's something called the Evidence Act. Before you put forward a document that can be submitted under oath, it has to be issued by the authority issuing body.
Yes.
Mr. Tinubu submitted a document that in this deposition, CSU said they did not issue. Number one, what's that your interpretation of that? Secondly, if you submit a document, you claimed an authority issued and the authority claimed they didn't issue it. What's your interpretation of that? Secondly, Mr. Faratimi, I want to go straight to the facts. They talked about the case of Mr. Orr in the deposition, and I'm sure have you read the deposition fully?
I won't lie to you that I have. Unlike Mr. Hassan, I haven't read everything.
Okay, they talk about a certain Mr. Orr that after they dealt with the certification process that left CSU, and they didn't know the circumstances at which they left CSU. They also confirmed that they gave Mr. Enarueba document, because some people have been lying that Mr. Enarueba didn't subpoena CSU. They confirmed that they gave him document. They even further revealed that the normal template that the president graduated from CSU was written many years ago, and they just use it to respond to email of people that make inquiries. They also further talked about the fact that they have no authentication as regards that Southwestern College. So the CSU themselves confirmed that they don't have any means to be able to authenticate if the records any students submitted to them is valid or not. Because I've read in details this, so that's why I'm asking you if you've read properly, because I want to deal with facts. So these are some of the facts on ground. Number one, I'd like to ask you, if as a lawyer, an issuing body that you claim gave you a document said they did not give it to you and you submitted that document under oath, what does that mean?
In the circumstance of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, stricto sensu, there was a missing, he requested for a reissuance of a certificate. And this is the diploma certificate we are talking about. And there are procedures in American system of education whereby documents, not all documents, especially certificates, they outsource printing of certificates in their own system. Their system is not like the way we run our own educational system, primary, secondary. So far, you have all the prerequisites, and from their own records, it's just like their records standing against them now. You cannot appropriate and reprobate. The finality, which I'm still telling you, is the fact that from the article's point of view, they need to still subject that to a thorough investigation, and that is where we want to maintain.
Sorry, can I come in? Can I come in? It's obvious, sir. No. You didn't read the document. Hang on a minute, because it's obvious you didn't read the document.
No. You have just asked me a question.
No, let me finish.
That's the same way.
Let me finish.
You always preempt the person who's answering.
My brother, you know, we come a long way. And your emotional blackmail cannot work.
I don't.
You are chief of blackmail.
No, you have come down.
So let me please.
Can you retrieve that?
Let me speak. Your emotional blackmail cannot work.
That statement.
Secondly, you have not read the document.
I will not continue to answer your question.
You have not read the document, because if you have read the document,
stop to answer your question.
If you have read the document,
Mr. Rufai, please go back and retrieve that statement, or else let me answer.
I will not retrieve the statement because you've constantly emotionally blackmailed. So moving on.
No. Okay,
please
direct your question somewhere.
Let me make my points. If you have read the document, it shows that CSU actually sent another document that was made for Tinubu to Enarueba. And there was discrepancy. That's why CSU said they did not print out that document that particularly was sent to INEC. Mr. What's it called? I would like to come to you. Mr. Dele Faratimi. Please, can you comment on all the facts I have brought out?
See, facts don't matter in Nigeria any longer. That's just the truth. It's gotten to the point where alternative facts have taken over the space, and truth itself have become completely subjective and transactional. The depositions are clear and they are not ambiguous. The person representing CSU was unequivocal in declaring that the certificate submitted to INEC by the man known as Bola Ahmed Tinubu does not emanate from them. That is a matter that should be conclusively dealt with and forgotten about. Whether the Nigerian courts will find that a sufficient basis to do the needful, that's another argument that we can have at another time. But that we're still arguing about what has been conclusively proven in the deposition speaks a lot to the kind of country that we have become. Now, when you now speak about a missing document, the person went to school, you now begin to dig to the substance of the issue. You now begin to have to answer the question. The document submitted to CSU itself showing that it was a female that had the qualification to enter the place, nobody is talking about that. If we are not going to be dealing with the substance and we are just dancing around the issue, we can't even agree on what is not or what should not be argued about that is already clear in the face of the deposition, that this document to Mark A that was given to INEC by Mr. Tinubu did not emanate from the body that was purportedly issuing the document. The body came out clearly. Now, whether Mr. Tinubu attended the university, whether he attended having the right qualifications, whether he lied about the schools he attended, whether Government College Lagos was found in 1970 or 1974, that's another story entirely. And the deeper you dig into this, the messier it becomes. And I actually think that we have a duty not to allow truth to become transactional and subjective. Facts on the ground are clear. The certificate submitted by Mr. Tinubu is a forgery. That is not my opinion. That is what the registrar of the school has declared on oath. So what our own courts would do with it is what they are prepping for with all these alternative narratives and facts that they are spewing. Oh, so I have a driver's license, but I forgot my driver's license, and I have now forged one so that I might prove that I actually had one issued to me. It's still a forgery.